Sometimes your TikTok video will go under review, but how long is too long and when do we need to start worrying? There are a couple of different reasons your TikTok video could be sitting under review. If you have posted a video on TikTok and it shows 0 views and nobody else is able to see it, it could be for a couple of different reasons. The first is the most likely. A lot of times there will be glitches internally inside of the system and it will have everybody's under review. Nobody will be able to post content and have it go out to the public. This is an internal glitch. They are aware of this. They are fixing it. But in order to figure out if that's the case for you, you're actually going to check out an outage detector for TikTok. Now, we have other videos on how to do that. I'll link that down below for you, but you're really just going to see if other people are having similar problems. If they are having similar problems when you check these outage detectors, then that's all it is. You just have to wait for them to fix it internally inside of the system, and then your video will go out. Now, sometimes this will hinder your views. Sometimes this will mess with your reach a little bit. So you may want to consider either privating that video or deleting it and posting it again if it tanks in the reviews or in the number of views that you are getting, but you don't always have to do that. Typically, I leave mine and I let them stay where they are, and then a few weeks later, I'll post it again and see how it does from that point. If, however, it is not a widespread issue where a lot of people are dealing with this, now it can be your video. There's a number of different reasons that it can be under review, and we want to talk a little bit about those in a second, but you need to be aware that sometimes this takes a little bit of time. So any video that gets posted to TikTok is going through a computerized check. They are double checking for different things that could potentially flag it, and if it gets flagged, then you have to go under a human review. A person actually has to watch it and double check your video to make sure it's okay to go out on the platform. This can take an hour, it can take a couple of hours. For some people, it takes even longer, depending on how many people are going to have to review in an in-person manner through TikTok. They have actual people who are checking these, but it sometimes is a bit of a process. So if it's taking you an hour for this to check, don't panic yet. If it's a couple of hours, now we can start to get a little nervous about it. From that point on, you're just going to want to watch it. Every once in a while, we will have a video that never passes review. It just gets kind of stuck in the system somewhere between yours getting flagged and somebody manually reviewing it. If that's the case, just delete it and post it again a few days later or a little bit later, because then we can move the system along. Every once in a while, it gets stuck, but usually it only takes a couple of hours to pass review, and then you can move forward from there. But what is it that triggers these reviews? It can be words that you say in your videos. So if you're saying things and you've got something that is flagged as a keyword that could potentially be an issue, that could flag you. I had somebody recently write into me and ask the question, why is this still under review? And I said, well, you've used the word fake in the title. They were talking about a fake something that AI had created. It wasn't anything that was bad, but the word might have triggered it in the system. You may be using a keyword that is not inherently bad or problematic, but it just flagged it inside of the system, and it's not your fault. You just kind of have to go through that review process. It could be something that you used in hashtags, something that you wrote in your caption, something that you said, something in the background. It could be something that is not what you would expect it to be. So you just have to be mindful of what you're saying and how you're doing it. If you are in review, if you're stuck in a review, if you keep getting flagged for a review, consider the things that you are saying, the things that you're posting, the things that you're writing. Are there potential keywords that you didn't understand would flag it? Or is it something that violates the terms of service? Anything that violates the terms of service is going to hinder your reach. It's going to send it through that manual process. So if you are getting flagged for review, do not panic if it's an hour, if it's a couple of hours, if it's even a day or more. That could potentially be just normal and baseline for what they are doing and for those manual reviews. If it is stuck there forever and ever and ever, there's probably a glitch in the system and you should repost that. You can even trim a little bit of the end or a little bit of the beginning to clip off just the tiny bit of it so that it looks like a different file than the original one that you posted so it doesn't get flagged again. As always, you want to make sure you're checking those outage detectors to make sure it's not a widespread problem and not just a you issue. And if it is a you issue, then you have to think through what could potentially have flagged that and how can you do differently in the future to make sure that you are not getting flagged again and again and again. Because if you're continually getting flagged, that could limit the reach of your entire account or result in you getting banned if it is flagged and then the manual review says, no, you violated terms of service. If you have questions on this, go ahead and drop it down below. This is something that is fairly common. If this is new to you, don't panic yet. It's probably going to happen to you a couple more times in the future. We've all had it happen to us. Even people who know the terms of service really, really well have gotten flagged for reviews. People can report your content, or it could be a keyword that you said that wasn't actually a trigger for it, but did flag it inside of the system. We'll be happy to get your questions answered and help you along on this journey. So drop those down below and stay tuned for daily videos helping you navigate the world of TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, live streaming, Lemon 8, and the tools and resources you need to save time and effort creating your social content so you can make more money online, but spend less time doing it. We'll see you in the next episode.